2 years ago, near the end of the winter semester, I was getting ready for finals. I took 3 classes and I had already finished one of my finals early because it was a project that the professor had posted a few weeks in advance. Since I had that class out of the way, I spent the week studying for my other classes. These 2 classes were online asynchronous, so there weren't any class video meetings that you had to attend. You just had to study the material on your own and complete the assignments week by week following the class outline. For both of these classes, I had the same professor, and any coursework was usually due on a Monday. So I would normally study for most of the week and complete my assignments by Saturday or Sunday. I figured I would take the online exams on a Saturday. However, I forgot something that my professor had posted 2 weeks prior, which was very important. They had sent an email reminding us that the last day to take the exams wasn't actually the following Monday, but the prior Friday. So when I logged in on Saturday afternoon and saw that the 2 exams were expired, and I clicked to the grades page and I saw my initial grade of a 98 and 97 be replaced with 72s, my heart dropped. How I forgot this vital information, I do not know, probably because of my stupidity. The professor sent an email discussing how a bunch of people forgot to take it and failed the class, but he actually just bumped their grades up to a passing grade, which I was really thankful for. And I know that this was 100% avoidable and 100% my fault. I don't know why I didn't confirm the final due dates for these classes. The next story happened only a few months ago. I met with my school counselor and they gave me an example course schedule for next year that had a prerequisite class that I had to take in order to be able to take another class the following semester. When class registration was open, I may have forgotten to sign up for classes until the next week. When I was trying to register for my classes, the prerequisite one was completely filled up, so I signed up to be put on a waitlist. A few days after, I was out running errands and I got a notification that there was an open spot available and I had 48 hours to claim my spot before it was sent to the next person on the waitlist. I said to myself that as soon as I got home, I would log in and sign up for that class because again, it was a prerequisite for a class I had to take the following semester. I stopped by a few stores after, and when I got home, I forgot, and I did not remember until like 2 in the morning when my invitation had already expired. Yeah, I think I just need to buy a planner or something so I don't forget these important things. It was the last day of class in my first semester of college. It was technically the final for the class, but it was a pretty simple group assignment. My group kind of worked well together. There were 2 group members who did not get along that well, so it was pretty awkward most of the time. During the final, I noticed that the group's quietest but smartest member, who we'll call Jamie, was spacing out a lot. It looked like something was bothering her. I initially thought that she was just stressed because of the final, along with the 2 group members who were pretty passive-aggressive the whole time. So I asked her if she was doing okay, and she said she was fine. Since I had a few minutes left before the break ended, I went to the vending machine, placed my bag down, and took out my wallet and bought a drink. When I came back, we continued to work on the group project and eventually finished it pretty quickly. We turned it into a professor and I said goodbye to my group members. I started to head out when I heard someone call my name. It was Jamie, who looked more panicked than before. She told me that she had actually lost her wallet before the start of class, but was too nervous to say anything in front of our other group members because they were already in a bad mood. She told me that the last time she remembered having it was 20 minutes before class, where she went to the school cafe and bought a snack. So we started looking around the areas where she last had her wallet. We asked some staff members if there are any wallets that were turned in, but they all said no. And after about 45 minutes of looking, we started to lose hope. Since our group finished pretty early, there were still other groups working on their projects in the classroom. So I suggested that we go back to the classroom and ask the professor if anyone had happened to see the wallet. We entered the classroom, and before we even walked up to our professor, who looked pretty confused, Jamie excitedly yelled as she found her wallet underneath our group's table. She said that what probably happened was that after she went to the cafe, she stuffed her wallet in her jacket pocket that was pretty small to begin with, and she forgot it was there instead of inside of her bag before it fell out while we were taking the final. Relieved that we finally found her wallet, we parted ways, and I walked back to my car in the parking garage when I realized something. I went to the vending machine, placed my bag down, and took out my wallet and bought a drink. I forgot my bag inside the building as well. I had to run back to the vending machine, and I finally found my bag there. I'm so dumb.